like people who are voting in gardens, and some other like this is more like initial research that needs to be done, but it's not a lot of work, and it's really just taking on figuring out who wants to take the lead on those topics, and then other than that, also just curious about Cherek's timing and how much time he has to give to the front end work once the smart contracts get up, and making sure that'll probably be enough. Otherwise, we may have to, get Ramin or Mateo or anyone else to support. And I'll pass it to Danny.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm usually not in this call, so I'm here because I'm paying attention to what is going to be included in the sprints, so that I know what's actually in the sprint and what's being pushed off, so I can answer questions better, and also to listen for where I can be of support. So if you think I'm a good fit for something, say my name and I'll pay closer attention. And back to you, Monique, I think.
Thank you, everybody. Love to have all of you in this meeting. I just want to share my screen and.
Onyx, sorry, before we begin, I just talked with Carlos and he cannot join because he has another meeting on his current thing. So I'm going to give his update on his behalf. And it's basically that he worked with me last week on making some research on the Giving block integration. He helped me with some issues on the backend for the next app. And he wanted to mention that he has current availability for this week to maybe work on the listed, unlisted side of the backend for the app, or whatever we decide that he may be able to. So maybe answering to what Griff mentioned, he may be interested to tackle that, or I think that we can plan something and we propose what his availability is for this sprint, I think, later. So that's it. I just wanted to mention that he is available, and I express on his behalf that he cannot join this meeting. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Metal. Do you know how much hours he can contribute in this sprint? And can you guess?
Not sure about hours, but I think it's basically the same that he's been doing, at least for last week. I cannot answer that, but maybe the same that he's usually doing.
If we review his delivery during the... Oh, strange, I can't find the sprint. We regularly plan 5 story points for him each sprint, but I'm not sure that he can do it or not, because even in the last sprints, I can't see any done work. Am I right? Or?
No, he did some, but it's just pull requests. I think they were not considered in the sprint because they were mostly fixes that were outstanding.
He has 3 story points in code review. So we can plan for him 5 story points. Can we? Yeah. Thank you. So let us start with our roadmap. If you take a look at this roadmap that we had planned for it for retreats on June, we have to end up the Giveth IO and trace integration by end of October, and we may start bridge stability in this month, but we plan for it last sprint, but because we don't have time due to Amin getting busy on token project, we missed this month. And we also had some improvement in project verification, but we can start working on Typeform project for information actually, and bring it to our project and have a kind of back office for it. It's just an idea. and we end up at least 80% of our monitoring and security staff for the trace. This is an overlook of the trace project. I'm not sure about the economy, but I know it a little bit. But about the IO, I think optimization is ended, and we've done, I think, some improvement in badge or something about related to project verification. And we have to start this month in August on Giveth economy and garden integration according to our roadmap. So if I take a look at our board here, we have something in progress, but we have still something in the sprints backlog. And we have these, I added 2 new stories for your information, Mato. One is show traces untraceable project. According to our design that we have, we just need to add a tab and list all the traces in a new tab in a traceable project details. I just need an estimation, and it's not to mean that we were going to put this story or this issue in the current sprint, but I need some estimation to decide how we can prioritize.
Well, the listing of the traces, I did that work last week. You can check it already in the staging and also live, because there is only one traceable project on our list, that is the Giveth tab, and it's already showing the donations, the traces, and if you click on one trace, it goes directly to the trace site. There is no new design on that. I use the same card for current projects. It's just that you see a little badge saying that it's a trace. And no, yeah, that's it. But that thing is currently happening. About that integration, what we discussed, I'm only missing the donation part that Amin already showed me how to do it, but I haven't done it yet. So
perfect.
About that, it's done.
Here. Exactly. Very good. So, we have this item. So I think this item is also done. We have this item, donate to a traceable project. Is this still a 8 story point or more?
Sorry, which are you? Okay. No, it's the same. It's 8 points. That's all right. It should be easy. I think that there should be another task that relates to saving the donation on the impact graph from our side, saying that it came from IO. So I think that we can build that task and assign it to Carlos.
I put this card, in a story of a user, that combining traceable project card. The name is a little bit strange, but I just put this story here. If a project gets traceable, we have 2 projects with 1 slot. One traceable come from trace, and one is normal. So as a user, I want to see these 2 cards in the same card. Is it that the save project thing that you are mentioning before?
No, I don't understand that. I mean, we're using the same card style, but the badge, the one that is between the image and the description, you see traceable. If it's traceable, you see nothing. If it's only from IO, and you see verified if it's a verified project from IO. So, do you mean combining the style or something else?
Because we might have some more information that is not available in trace.
Okay.
For example, the previous donations, for example. No, it's a very big
but we
map.
don't show that on the card.
Yeah. And because of that, we need to combine the old information from that project and combine it with information from the campaign in trace.
Okay, but there is a design for that, at least from Trace, or I mean, I'm a little confused because I don't understand how that would look like.
We just need, as the story says, it just need one card to show. But in these mockups that I provided, I think there is a kind of donations. Description is the same. We can fetch it from the trace. Updates, we have both. We have information on both sides. But at this time, we just have updates from the project to be shown here. And we have donations, and this donation list should be come together. We might have simple donations, not traceable donations to that project that can be listed here. The previous donations should be listed here, and also the donations to a campaign of a trace should be named traceable and list here. And we have to have these items, for example, the summation of the traceable donations here. And about the traces, it's come from the trace. So we need a kind of combining these two. But at this step, I as a PO or as a product manager, I don't want this tab to be created. I just want to have one card, and that card, you suggest that we can omit or existing an old project in IO. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that merge. What's confusing me a little bit is maybe your definition of a card. What do you mean about the card? Is how we are listing the project, or this current view that you are showing me right now?
Listing the projects at this step. But after that, we have to bring this information from all these two together.
Yeah, give me a second because I want. Can I show you on my screen how's that happening right now?
Yeah.
Give me a second. I have to get out because I was on my phone. I will pass to my computer now. I'll be back.
And guys, if you have any ideas on how to combine these two information from the old project, it might be have money in it with the traceable project. All of the comments are welcome.
But the money is still held in the smart contract on Trace. You're just talking about how to view it on IO.
And we have a web service for it. We can list all of the donated, and we can show them as a traceable donation. And in donation page in IO, we can have kind of options for users to donate traceable or simple.
Are you seeing my screen, guys? Sorry, I'm back. Yes? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't see you, so.
I see Discord.
You don't see the screen. Oh, right.
I see Discord.
Give me a second then. Okay, again. Here. Can you now? All right. So this is right now the card, and so far, if it's traceable, it will show the trace here, the little button. So right now, if we go there, we have the traceable sign in here, the number of donations. This is a real number now. The description that is coming from Trace, the donations that are happening right now. These are all coming from Trace. All of this information is from Trace, and the traces, which is all of this. There are many. There are like hundreds or something for the Giveth that project. So with this in mind, I want to try to understand what you meant in this feature, because I think that the card is this, and we have the trace badge, and the information that we are showing right now is only the description and the title and a background image. And in here, we only have the donations and the traces, just as some other cards.
Yeah. But imagine that we have an existing project in IO, and it has lots of donations in it, and it goes through making traceable project, making your project traceable with art, as we demoed last week, and it got traceable. If we forget about all the information includes donations to that project, it's a big mess. We should have that data and have the campaigns data all together in just one project. As I showed you, the donations should be listed there, and the old donations from that project should be listed beside the donations in a trace. It's my point of view, but any comments are welcomed here. But I think, and as a user, if a project gets traceable, we need some information that it comes from that is not come from the only trace. For example, updates. We missed the updates tab here, and also the previous funds that there has been did it.
Yeah.
Funds would still show up in donations, though, no?
Yeah, we can show it in the donations. Did you see my mockups?
Yeah, I didn't do it because there is a value coming from the trace endpoint that is not actually the total amount donated, so I couldn't fetch that information, and I cannot make the zoom from side pagination happening, so I would have to fetch all of the donation that there are a lot, and I cannot make the zoom right now. So I understand now what you're saying. So it's basically decide how to. It's more particular to can become traceable, and yeah, showing both information can get messy in that sense. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think about having a shared table or something? How do you see, or how is that happening right now? If we want to make a regular project traceable, do we have a special table, or how is that happening on Trace?
I mean, if we do change the pagination to something like date, I don't know whether it's possible or not. I'm thinking that how you can do many pagination, because we should aggregate the donation on a table on use trace, and they are all cannot say that. Maybe we can have an immediate table, have a another table probably that is just save the records, just the ID, whether it just lists the tables, the foreign keys, and whether it's from Giveth.io and Giveth trace. It's possible, but it's maintaining that synced is very hard. Since we have done it, because for any reason, if we have conflicts in our data and fix that table should be regenerated.